Picture this. You're sitting in a leadership meeting. There are 12 people in the room. You have prepped. You've done all the work. You know your numbers. You know them better than anybody else at the table, actually. You have the answer to the question that everybody's been mulling over and stumped for the entire last 2 weeks. And then somebody else says your answer. Same idea, different delivery, and the whole team just kind of turns toward them. Does that happen to you? Here's what I want you to hear. That moment had absolutely nothing to do with how smart you are. It wasn't about your intelligence or your qualifications or your track record or how hard you've worked to get to the table. It was about executive presence. And if nobody's ever taught you what that actually is or how to build it, this is exactly what we're going to do today. Welcome to Peak Performance Mindset. I'm Megan DeVito. I am a performance mindset coach, a swim coach, and somebody who believes that your mental game drives everything. Let's start with talking about what executive presence is not. I want to start here because I think that there's a massive amount of confusion about what executive presence actually means. And the confusion that's keeping people stuck is really not about talent. Most people hear executive presence and they think it means being the loudest or the most in your face person or the most confident person in the room or having some mysterious God-given charisma that you either have or you don't. And I hear this all the time from the executives and the high performance that I work with. Megan, I just don't have it. It's not my personality. They were born with that. That's not true. My friends, listen to me. Executive presence is not a personality trait. It's not just something that you're born with. It's a trained skill. And the fact that nobody taught you how to do it, that's not a reflection on you. It's just this learning gap that nobody actually ever covered. So let's talk about it now, because I cannot help you build something that you don't understand. Let's talk about the real definition, what executive presence actually is. This is important. Executive presence, at its very core, is your ability to be the most grounded person in the room when the pressure is high. That's it. That's the whole explanation. It's not about how loud you are or how dominating you are. It's not a power suit, although that's awesome, especially if you have great shoes. It's just being grounded when the pressure's high. When the budget gets cut at 4 p.m. on a Friday before a Monday board meeting, how do you show up? When a client pushes back hard on a proposal that you spent 6 weeks building, what does your face do? What does your body do? What does your voice do? When you're in a room with people who have more titles than you and somebody asks you a direct question, do you shrink into a ball or do you speak your mind? Is executive presence. And here's what a lot of people also don't realize. Your nervous system is running the show. It's not your brain. It's not your credentials. It's just your nervous system. So the mental skill that we're actually talking about when we talk about executive presence is regulation. It's the ability to bring yourself into a calm, focused, grounded state on command. Not after the meeting, not on the drive home, in the moment, under pressure. So let's talk about how do you actually build this? Because I don't like fluffy stuff. I just want it to be practical. I want you to walk away and do it. And here are the 3 mental skills that sit underneath every leader with genuine executive presence. Number 1, regulated confidence. Not fake confidence, not the fake it till you make it stuff. It's regulated confidence, which means you've done all of the internal work to trust what you've trained for. Even when your brain tells you that you're about to screw up and your nerves are on fire, none of that's true. You have to know the truth. And I see this constantly with my athletes. And honestly, the parallels in the boardroom are wild. A swimmer steps up on the block, their heart rate goes through the roof, their brain's like, you're going to screw it up. And the athletes who perform aren't the ones that aren't scared. They're the ones who've trained their nervous system to recognize the feelings in their body and respond with commitment instead of hesitation. Executives, I want you to hear this too. It's the exact same thing that's happening to you every time you walk into that high stakes meeting. The question is, have you trained your response? Skill number 2, composure under scrutiny. This one is really uncomfortable, isn't it? Because there will be moments in your career where everyone is looking at you and something goes wrong. And the room is just watching to see what you do. Do you know what people are actually looking at in those moments? It's not what you say. It's not how long it takes you to say it or whatever happens next. It's how you regulate. So remember this. Get calm first and then execute. Don't do it the other way. If you try to execute first and then calm down, it is too late. The room has already made a judgment about you. You have a window and it's short. So take a breath, get grounded, and respond from a place of authority instead of reactivity. And I know what some of you are thinking. Megan, I do not have time to take a breath in the middle of a board meeting, my friend. It only takes 2 seconds. The cost of not taking it, that can last for 2 years. You have time. Exhale. And skill number 3, intentional authority. This is where a lot of executives underestimate themselves. Intentional authority means that you understand that you are communicating a message before you ever say a single word. Your posture, your eye contact, where you sit in the room, how long you pause before you speak. All of this is data that people are absorbing in less than 30 seconds. It's your vibe. You have to put it out there. And if you don't like that word, it is your presence. Let's call it a thin slice. This is a real psychological concept. Your brain and everybody else's brain makes a judgment about your capability, your confidence, and your trustworthiness in a fraction of a second before you ever open your mouth. So if you're walking into that room with your nervous system in overdrive and your body language just shows everybody how anxious you are, you're already fighting an uphill battle. The good news is you can train it. All 3 of these skills are trainable. Let's talk about how you can do it. Here are the 3 things that you can start doing this week. And I mean like starting right now to build these 3 skills. For regulated confidence, I want you to build a pre-performance routine. Not right before the big stuff, but right now, before you do anything else. And I want you to use it before every meeting, before every presentation, before every one-on-one with someone that makes you nervous. It's 30 seconds. It's a breath, a reset, and intention. I know my stuff. I can do this. Pressure rewards commitment. It does not reward hesitation. For composure under scrutiny, practice that pause. In low stakes conversations, start deliberately pausing before you answer questions. 2 seconds, maybe 3. Notice how you feel. Notice how the room responds. You are training your nervous system to recognize that pausing is not weakness, it's power. And for intentional authority, I want you to do a body language audit. Before your next big meeting, ask yourself, where am I carrying tension? My shoulders, my jaw, my hands, because where you carry tension is where you're going to feel anxiety. Release it before you walk in the door, not during, before. Now, if you want to know specifically where that executive presence has the biggest gap for you, I do a free performance audit that will show you exactly where your mental game breaks down under pressure. The link is in the description. It takes about 45 minutes. It's just you and me on the phone, and I will personally review what comes up, no obligation, just a lot of clarity so that you can close that gap. You can't close it if you can't see it. I want to leave you with one mindset shift that I think is the most important thing that I'll say today. Most executives think about executive presence as something that they need to perform, like a ballet, like it's a costume, like you put it on before you walk in and take it off when you go home. And that framing is kind of exhausting, isn't it? And it's also why so many people feel like imposters. I want you to flip it. Executive presence is not a performance. It's an expression of who you actually are when you're not freaking out. That's the whole game. Your training, your mental work, your regulated nervous system, all of it is just removing all of the noise in your head so that you are who you are and the room sees who you are. You already have what it takes to lead. The question is whether you've trained your mind to let it come through when your body feels like it's about ready to freak out. Pressure is a privilege. It means you are in the game. It means the stakes are real. And if you want those high pressure moments to feel less like a threat and more like an opportunity, that is a mental skill. And it is absolutely something that you can build. So let's recap what we covered today. Executive presence is not charisma. It is not personality. It is your ability to be grounded under pressure. And it is built through 3 trainable mental skills: regulated confidence, composure under scrutiny, and intentional authority. Start those 3 daily practices that I gave you and build that pre-performance routine now. Practice the pause and pay attention to your body. Do an audit. And if you want a real roadmap forward, do the audit with me. It's free. It's powerful. You're going to love it. If this hits home for you, share it with an executive in your life who needs to hear it, and subscribe now so that you don't miss what's coming next, because we are just getting started on this topic. Leave me a comment here on YouTube. Tell me which of the 3 skills is your biggest problem right now: regulated confidence, composure, or intentional authority. I will read every single one of them. And until next time, remember, pressure isn't the problem. Your untrained mindset is.